Ask for wisdom. This is communication of the highest source. Ask for wisdom. Ask for wisdom that creates answers. Ask for the wisdom that creates faith to believe things are possible. In King Solomon's day, there was the dilemma of two mothers who claimed the same baby. And the question was, whose baby is this? This mother says, it's mine. The other mother says, no, it's mine. Solomon said, bring me the baby. They brought him the baby, and he raised the sword. He said, I'm going to cut this baby in half and give one half to this mother and one half to this mother. And as he raised his sword, sobbingly, the real mother said, no, 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 don't cut the baby in half. Give it to her, who was not the real mother. Solomon says, now I know who's the real mother. See, that is so wise. And the moment was such drama. But Solomon, the wisest of the wise, knew what to do to settle the deal. Ask for wisdom to deal with the challenges of today and tomorrow, to deal with the challenges your family brings you. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Here's the next one, conserve your time. I must learn to do this. How much time have I got left? Not an unlimited supply. How many of these weekends can I do? Not 1,000, just a few, maybe a handful. Sometimes we get faked out. Bill Bailey says, the average person says, I got 20 more years. No, Bill says you got 20 more times. If you go fishing once a year, you've only got 20 more times to go fishing. Not 20 years. That fakes you out. I got 20 years. No, 20 times. See, that brings it right down to the real stuff. 20 times. How many more seminars like this? Not 1,000, a few, just a few. So would I mumble and stumble? Would I give you less than my best when I've only got a few more to give? And the answer is no, of course not. If you're a person of some dignity and quality, you wouldn't let that happen. Next, invest your profits. Here was one of the philosophies Mr. Schoaf gave me, along with Mary Kay. Here's what he said, profits are better than wages. Wages make you a living, profits make you a fortune. Mary Kay and I went for that. Wow. Could we start earning profits while we're making a living? The answer is yes. I went berserk. Here's one now, protect your family. These are troublesome times. Not that they haven't been troublesome times for 6,000 years. At school, troublesome times. I know a wonderful mother and a wonderful father who had two boys. In school, they went two different directions, and one became a model citizen and the other one went to jail. Protect your family as best you can from the hidden dangers, the lurking evil one. Here's the next one, live with intensity. You might as well turn it up a notch or two after this weekend. Why not? Invest more of you in whatever you do. Be a little stronger, be a little wiser, step up your vitality, contribution. Put everything you've got into everything you do, and then ask for more vitality and more strength and more vigor, more heart, more soul. Next, find your place. This one now is so important. If you just work on a job, find the best place where you can serve well. And sure enough, they'll ask you to occupy a better place. And if you keep doing a job well, the guy says, well, if I had a better job, I'd really pour it on. But I got this lousy job, so I just goof off. See, that's the philosophy of disaster. So you've got a lousy job. Do the very best you can. That's your best way out. Is not to do less than you could, but to do the best you can. With that philosophy, your life can take great leaps forward. Here's a Bible phrase that says, if you work on your gifts, they will make room for you. They'll make a place for you. Here's the next one. Demand integrity from yourself. You can't demand integrity from someone else. Integrity is like loyalty. You can't demand it of someone else. You can only demand it of yourself. Be the best example of loyalty, and you'll get some loyal followers. Be the best example of integrity, and you'll have people surround you that have integrity. Lead the way. Next, welcome the disciplines. can't give you much better advice than that, because disciplines create the reality. Disciplines build bridges, build cities. Disciplines, a well-disciplined activity creates abundance, creates uniqueness, productivity. Next, fight for what's right. It's a fight we're in. The storyteller says, and there was great war in heaven. Wow, you mean way back there? Yes. 1/3 of the angels conspired. I asked Bill Bailey, how long do you suppose it took 1/3 of these angels to get together? Did they conduct meetings? I don't know. Bailey says the storyteller doesn't say. I said, then we're supposed to use our imagination. I don't know. It does say finally the great war occurred, and the 2/3 prevailed and the 1/3 lost. One of the writers of later scripture, here's what he said: I fought a good fight. See, that's extraordinary to be able to say. I fought for my kids, and I fought for what was right, and I fought for my good health, and I fought to protect my company, and I fought for a good career that would bless my family. I fought a good fight. It's good to fight. The encroachment, opposites are in conflict, and we're in the middle. And if you want something valuable, you got to fight for it. Then this writer also said, not only have I fought a good fight, and I'll finish with this, and I got a much longer list, but maybe I can cover these at another time. He said, I fought a good fight, and I kept the faith. See, that's the deal. Keep faith with your family. Fight like crazy and keep faith. Fight the enemy and keep faith. Fight illness and keep faith. Fight the evil and keep faith.
Well, my dad's biggest paycheck was $200 a month, and so we never had any money. We lived in an $11,000 house, but money was never on my mind growing up, and I've never thought about money. Money flows to great ideas and persistence, and I think money is not the root of all evil, but the love of money is. I think money is the same as knowledge. It's transportation and a library card. It doesn't matter how much money you have, it's what you do with the money that you have. And to me, it's a journey with fuel. And the only reason that I enjoy having a lot of money is I can give scholarships out without even thinking. So I can help people with it, but as long as you don't fall in love with money and chase money, always make money chase you and never chase it. Because if you catch it, you'll always be its slave. But keep money just breathless for you. Keep it really desperate to have you. And then you'll say, you know, I don't really need you, but come along with me and I'll use you. But don't ever fall in love with money.
The poor must be taught not to be cynical, and the rich must be taught not to be arrogant. Because both brings disaster. Arrogance for the rich brings disaster. Cynicism for the poor brings disaster. So no matter at what level we are, we still have to be educated. You know, if we have, like no money, we need to be educated as to what to do. If we have lots of money, we have to be educated how to use it wisely, how to make sure it blesses more than just yourself. Be generous. That's the key.
And there's a difference between being broke and poor. We've all been broke, but after a while, you begin to become poor if you don't get enough knowledge and take action to get out of your temporary brokenness. Then you become poor. But many people from disadvantaged families without education are poor because they don't have the tools to work with. And that's why this is the best time to have ever been young in history, because you actually have the power of knowledge and communication at your fingertips. Use it, because it's going to take you anywhere you want to go. I've been training Olympic athletes for about 20 years as their psychologist for all American athletes. And the interesting thing about an Olympian is that the world-class level, talent is all the same. So it's really an attitude that changes you. But the interesting thing about money or taking small steps is you'll notice in Athens at the Olympic Games, they will not put the pole vault up at the world's record. They will not put the high jump bar at the current world's record. They'll put it low enough so that everyone can jump over and gain the confidence of being able to achieve. The reason that you break everything down into small steps is you won't choke on the whole steak by eating it once. You eat bite-sized pieces, and the more little successes you have, the more confidence you gain in yourself in being able to be more successful, and it breeds more success. It's like shooting free throws or getting in the zone. Once you start making success in a very small way, it gives you the courage to take a bigger risk and go after bigger things. And that's why by the inch it's a cinch and by the yard it's hard. It's much easier to stair-step your way to the top rather than go all the way in one play. You'll find that almost every winner takes small steps to the top, incremental steps, and somehow it pulls you that way without looking like a mountain to climb all at once.
You just start with little things that you can achieve fairly quickly. We're going to talk about making lists. And I put a lot of little things on my first list so that I could start checking off something right away. First day, second day. Because make this note in case you have to miss the workshop. Part of the fun of making a list is now starting to check it off. And you check off something easy. You check off something you finally acquired. And then if you check off something fairly major, you celebrate, have a party, live it up, say, I'm the greatest, I got it. And then that inspires you to make a longer list for the next goal, the next goal, the next goal. So one at a time, a few at a time, easy ones. Some goals that are off in the distance are the big ones. A yacht with, somebody to drive it, and, an upstairs maid and a downstairs maid, and a chauffeur and a jet plane, those are going to be a little ways off, But in the meantime, it's all those little small things. Achievement, and Dennis said it, achievement inspires achievement. If you succeed in doing this, it inspires you to take the next step. If you finally succeed in acquiring that, it's the next step. And it doesn't have to be big, grand goals to keep you inspired. Just the small things, personal, social, business, school, graduating, whatever it is. That's how you start.
What makes you believe that you can achieve your goals? All you need to do is read biographies of people who've become enormously successful, and you'll find that each person who's been successful has solved some kind of problem. The outboard motor was invented by Ole Evinrude, who rowed his boat across the lake, but the ice cream melted before he got it to his girlfriend. And so as rowing his boat across the lake in Wisconsin, he figured that he needed to get the ice cream to her faster without it melting, so he invented an outboard motor. And so all the achievements that you see in life are for people who are solving some kind of problem. They're not doing it to make money. So they're not sitting down saying, how can we make a lot of money? They're sitting down saying, how can we solve problems? And if you'll read about Julio Iglesias, he broke both arms and legs, and he learned to play the guitar in the hospital. And so Julio Iglesias became the singer because he was in the hospital in traction. Jacques Cousteau broke both arms in a car accident and swam it out and invented the, if you will, the precursor to scuba gear, underwater breathing, by watching a water spider. Every biography I've read in my life shows me that common people do uncommon things, and it actually makes you believe that you can do these things because average people do incredible things to solve their own problems in life.